Hello, I'm Matthew Jones, and you're listening to my channel. Thank you. Do you know where we are? We're deep, deep underground in the British Radio Archives. I've been spending a lot of time down here lately, unearthing lost classics. It's amazing how much stuff has just been dumped down here and forgotten about. I can't think why. I found old recordings of comedians such as Alfred Cockle and Bash Johnson, king of stick slap. It's like slapstick, but he did it in reverse. The medical series, Dr. Cruitt's prescription pad. Trumped Up, a children's puppet series set in a police station, and yet imaginatively realised for radio. Who can forget the sound of those little wooden feet going up and down the stairs? And No Pot to Cook in which Chef Pierre Lafitte showed you how to make a meal out of next to nothing in the years when rationing still bit. But here I'm just looking now at an untransmitted episode of the popular panel game What Have I Got?, where each week Taskmaster Brindley tightly introduced a member of the public with an object that the team then had to guess. It turned out to be the last episode ever made, and indeed wasn't completed. So, let's listen to that now. It starts, as always, with Brindley explaining the game to listeners. Good evening to you, and welcome to another edition of the panel game, What Have I Got? Now, the panel can't hear me right now, only you can, and I'm about to tell you what tonight's mystery object is. It is a hat. A round cap, to be more precise, with a short peak, rather like a manual worker might wear when he's about his business or spending his hard-earned money in the local hostelry. It's a cap. Now, the panel doesn't know this, but they have to work it out by asking the owner of the headwear, who will be concealed behind a curtain, various questions about the object, and then, assuming they get that far and identify it as a hat, what type of hat it is. Got it? Good. Here we go. Let me introduce tonight's panel for you. First of all, the popular poetess Monica Holmansees. Good evening. Frank Weasel, the humorist, socialist commentator, and Geoffrey Bronk, an American, and author. Oh yes, of course. Who in America is an author? Now, without further ado, let's start the questions. Ladies first, Monica. Well, hello, mystery man. Hello. Do I detect a tradesman's dialect? Is that your first question? No. Well, that's cheating then. Monica. Well, first question. Do you use this object to ply your trade? No. Second of three. Would I use it? No. Well, theoretically you might, but I don't think you would. Can I have a go? In a moment. Monica has one question left. As a poetess, might I be permitted to ask, what does it rhyme with? No, you can't. Why don't you play the game? It's not exactly difficult. Please, Frank, I know you're keen to have a go, but... Last question. She just had her last question. No, I didn't. I wasn't allowed it. The answer to it was no. You cannot ask what it rhymes with. What an exciting game this is turning out to be. What do you say? Has she had 3 questions or not? Well, technically speaking, I suppose so. It looks like I'm going to have to make a chairman's decision. Is it wearable? Why suddenly ask that? Well, if it's not a tool... that leaves clothing. Could be food. Well, you ask if it's food when it's your turn, then. Is it wearable? Yes. Thank you. I always knew this was rigged. Your guess, then, Monica, is? A shoe. No. Geoffrey. It's my turn next. 1. Is it a glove? No. 2. Is it a jacket? No. 3. Is it something you'd wear on your head? Yes. It's a cap. Well, really. He's working class, it's on his head. This place is run by people who love a working class cliché, so of course it's a cap. If you will kindly... Yes, it is. Be quiet. Sorry? Don't tell him to be quiet. I'm right. Game over. I don't see now how I get my go if he's already guessed it. Well, you don't, do you? It's just I was told I had a guess, Cap.
You what? Lots of things rhyme with cap, of course. Bap, lap, jap.
Oh, please be quiet, all of you. You're ruining a perfectly good game. My friend Jeremy and I devised this game over 20 years ago, and it's all I have left now to remember him by. His wife got everything, of course, even though he hadn't lived with her for years. He lived alone, you see. He was a bachelor, like me. And I live alone, too. I mean, all bachelors, of course, live alone. And anyway, it's time to get on with the next round. Is it my turn now? No, it is not! It is not your turn! No, you will not have another turn!
Tap, lap, rap, slap,
Crap. And there, unfortunately, the recording was stopped due to technical difficulties. Well, that's enough poking about down here for now. I'm going to go up and get some fresh air. But do join me again for another visit to the archives very soon.